That's an excellent question. Siri, are we recording? Good. Finally killed that bitch. Carry on.
I've been trying to double check one thing, but our video for the last session doesn't seem to be loading at all anymore.
That's odd. YouTube would have complained loudly if it couldn't process it.
It is forbidden.
S02 E06.
It is the forbidden episode.
Do I have it set to...
It's up, but it gives me nothing but the loading wheel of eternity. Or the static screen of an error occurred.
Huh. Alright, I will look into that. Possibly the header didn't end up on it correctly. Jupyter videos.
Now, if we ever do a season 3 with completely different characters, I might bring Omega back since I rebuilt her to actually, work.
Nah.
So what we should do is that somehow Warp and Omega meet, and then the world ends.
Yeah, a while back, as a thought exercise, I completely rewrote the character to actually work properly.
Mm-hmm. Alright, when we suspended, the lot of us had managed to reconvene back at the hideout after Avery and Murphy managed to abscond with some evidence.
Abscond with some evidence, investigate a crime scene, pull a traveling interdimensional bard into that crime scene.
Wonder why we're bothering with any of this. It just seems mundane stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, Avery isn't back yet. He's
Yes,
right,
he was in the process of jumping out of the police sergeant he jumped into.
Yes.
And most mundane stuff does not have a strange fire left on the grill that consumes literally anything put into it in a matter of seconds.
Okay, so demons did it. What do you want us to do about it?
Find out about it. We're in the process of finding out about it.
You also found a floorboard with mystical writings on it. But so far, Joseph has not discovered anything about.
Well, the place you sent us was just a crack den, so...
Yeah. I will point out that while you were there, Mr. Smith didn't actually find anything. Joseph told Mr. Smith that he found something.
Yeah, that's all I need to hear.
And so you made to extract, and then, well, shooting happened.
Yep.
And you handled it, though not exactly quietly.
Yeah, it's pretty much impossible when someone starts pulling out shotguns.
So what I was trying to check was the specifics on one thing. So, Brad.
Yes.
I think we both know what the conclusion you came to was, but do you remember what you specifically found in a bag in that gang hideout?
I remember it was cocaine. I forget what my character thought it was.
Okay, so, yes. It was cocaine.
Dust.
It was cocaine, and you failed a role so utterly that you believe they are bootleggers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was reading about the history of Thing, and I think they're making booze.
Yes.
And Ty ran with this because there's no reason not to.
Well, he hasn't mentioned this at all. He only said he found something.
No, I'm fairly certain I said, what'd you find? He's like, oh, they're bootleggers. I'm just like, oh, okay, bye.
Mm-hmm.
The rest completely drops off as soon as someone gives him a reason.
What was that, Brad?
No, I never brought it up.
It's pretty good as I asked.
Well, just because you asked doesn't mean he's going to tell you.
I know, but like I wouldn't have left if someone didn't give him a reason to.
Yes. We did break session before those two got to be, well, before any of us got to be debriefed by Roberts.
So, with everyone having, well, most everyone, I assume Avery is going to, actually, Avery doesn't have his own way of making his way back to base yet, does he?
Not as of yet.
He has never gone out of his way to travel straight up and see where he comes out.
He got told that they were really, really deep underground, and he got afraid of possibly starting to head upwards and losing track of which direction was up, and, well, just how long do you think he can aimlessly wander through the crust of the earth before he gets really paranoid and bored and etc.?
Then suddenly the earth is Avery.
If Avery runs into the Gaia spirit on his way down there, yeah, who knows what'll happen.
That wouldn't get weird at all.
Now playing Mutants and Masterminds, the spirits within.
Excuse me, I'm going to write down the next plot. In any case, Miss Murphy has arrived back at base with a bag full of, well,
Cookies?
not quite full of, but there's a hand in one.
That's not cookies.
No, it's really not cookies.
A mummified hand, a dream journal, a piece of floorboard with weird runes on it.
Yes.
Or was
Yes.
it the piece of wood under the floorboards?
It was the floorboards. It's the underside of the floorboards.
Right.
And a odd little gemstone.
Yes.
And Mr. Smith and Joseph have returned with only knowledge. Sort of. So with that in mind, Roberts will turn to Miss Murphy once everyone's arrived. Make a point of looking around at where Avery may or may not be here, and instead turn to Joseph and Mr. Smith. If our ghostly friend isn't here, we can explain things when he is. What did you find?
Thugs.
They are bootleggers.
I'm sorry?
They are making booze illegally.
It isn't illegal to make booze.
But I was reading it is.
That was, what, 20s?
Yes, these men are acting suspiciously and packing up these bags. I present the bag, presumably of dried alcohol, to be rehydrated at the speakeasy.
You do not have a bag.
No.
Mostly because Throgdalex did not carry one in his attempts to sneak away.
Okay. Yeah, right. I thought I had. Never mind.
Difficult when they're all staring at them.
No, it's fine. But
As far as I'm aware, it's not illegal to brew any kind of booze. Nor does it come in dehydrated packets.
Dehydrated white packets that you rehydrate at the speakeasy.
And
so, to
those don't
clarify,
exist.
you found packets of white crystals, dust?
Yes.
Yes, well done. You are now aware that it is not the 2020s yet.
Give it time.
For all you know, it'll be the 2020s tomorrow. New Year's was moved.
So either they're transporting sugar or they're transporting what I'm just going to feel ball as cocaine.
I would be very happy if there was a sugar underground crime syndicate in this town.
You wouldn't surprise me. The prices on sugar right now. You want a little brown sugar to baste your ham, and suddenly the price triples.
Alright, so they're dealing cocaine.
And they have shotguns. Many, many shotguns.
Yes, speaking of that, Roberts waves to the TV and it starts playing something on mute. It's another news broadcast of, well, shotguns being fired in a residential area. Given that you were right on the border of homes.
I made sure to absorb every bullet I could.
One man has been hospitalized.
He's not dead.
No, he's not dead, but...
Is it from arrows? Because I have seen suspicion it's from the arrows.
No, shotgun pellets through the window.
That would explain that. Well, I find it odd in two conditions, however, that they're armed that heavily and that they're used to spooks, I think was their term. It seemed they've had interaction with our enemies before because they're strangely on guard against things they can't see.
Really?
Their reaction to my brushing by or near misses was the cry of spooks and sudden alertness rather than trying to explain it away. You know, normally when someone feels a sensation of someone passing by who's not there, they might panic a little, but they won't assume things and start shooting. At least, sane people won't.
That would lead to some kind of conclusion about interference from other parties.
Other than that, I just don't think I know about Crackdown. I did not get to the deepest reaches of it, but according to Joseph and his lizard, they did, and they found crack.
But they are heavily armed, and they must be getting it in there from some direction, but we haven't seen any major supply movements.
Why did we care particularly about their movements? I mean, as much as I dislike having crime in the neighborhood, it's inevitable.
It's inevitable, but there's a difference between low-level street crime or their standard protection racket, as annoying as they may be, and running a crack den next to us.
Most definitely, but it just didn't seem like a supremely organized crack den. Admittedly, they're more heavily armed than a normal crack den, I suppose, but if this was... It could have just been a stopping point, I suppose, but I didn't get a look at the deeper recesses, so I don't know if they were just packaging or moving or anything. Joseph, what were they just putting them away or using them?
But they were packing it up as far as Logback saw.
It doesn't look like there was any major... Was there like another entrance? Did you see like a garage of any kind? Because other than the front entrance, how would they transport it?
Not that I saw, no.
As far as you were aware, there was only one way in or out.
Well, unless they're using some sort of underground system, then they're going to have a great deal of difficulty transporting those drugs unless they have some sort of put it in your backpack and hope no one notices thing going on.
That's why you were investigating. We've only seen people going in and out, and none in large numbers, so how are they transporting that much cocaine?
With the power of bullet, I don't know.
And there's a problem with their weapons. We can get back to that, though.
Well, if you have a good cocaine racket going on, you can probably afford weapons like that.
But why give them to people who are going to panic at the first sight of anything going wrong, and fire into a residential area, bringing much more attention to your business?
Because you're thugs and you pay for what you get.
In any case, Joseph, is our invisible friend here?
I activate my ability. Doesn't seem to be.
Lean over, look at Kaylee.
What?
Did he get stuck? Is he somewhere he told you about?
He said he'd be back.
Nothing.
Well, I'm not going to take my chances that he actually knows where to find us. One moment. With that, Roberts turns away, talking into his earpiece. You may discuss amongst yourselves for a minute.
That hand, with my sense of smell, how old is that?
It's not old. It's maybe like like it's probably just been a day since it was cut off.
So it's not if I due to age necessarily. Well, maybe, but living age, that's a different thing entirely. But it's not modified due to being apart from the body due to age, but like it just was that old when cut off.
Either that or someone like did something to it. Yeah.
Well, he pipes up. From what I can tell of that arm you have in that bag, it really is that old. Someone either did something to it, or someone that withered cut off their arm. That's not due to aging naturally.
Please don't remind me of it.
You have it.
I'd rather not.
Fine. In that case, if you're not going to think about that, I do have some leftover turkey.
Avery!
Yes?
Where are you?
Have I successfully made it out of the police sergeant without him drawing attention in my attempt to fall asleep disturbed?
You've drawn attention, you can tell once you're out, but not in a way that any of them are actually bothering you.
Okay. Hopefully they just assume the sergeant's just taking a nap after a long night on vigil at this place.
Yeah, just odd to be on a nap when it seems like a manhunt was just introduced. Or a girl hunt in this case.
Yep. Yeah, don't worry. Police careers tend to be either self-repairing or self-conflagrating. So, let's see here. Avery knows that some kind of spooky murder happened here. Or at least spooky blood everywhere. I mean, that was someone's liver. Who knows if it was someone who is now dead's liver. Yeah, he didn't really have any other avenues of escape he really wanted to use, including sequestering yet another innocent civilian for a few days while Roberts sends them God knows where. So, note to self: find out where God knows where is geographically. So Avery's going to start making his way in the direction of the nearest police station.
All right. It'll be as you're traveling that you notice something odd. Well, actually, roll me a perception. The sun is black.
Lol, what? Describe in further detail?
I will not, because when you look up to realize that the sun is black, you are transported. Congratulations, you have fallen for the illusionist's version of Made You Look.
Where am I?
Oh, you're somewhere you entirely expect to be. You appear in the hideout, and it seems the person in charge of that strange transporting has some kind of sense of humor.
It's going to take a few moments to recover from that.
Joseph.
Yes.
Are you still carrying the floorboard with arcane symbols on it?
I've always got lots of stuff in my pocket. Let me see. Yes, I am.
This is out of character, by the way. Tayo.
Yes?
Would you like a victory point?
Well, that's ominous. Sure.
Avery cannot see that plank. If Joseph holds out that piece of floorboard in his hand, as far as Avery is concerned, he is not holding anything. He hasn't even moved his hand. That plank does not exist to Avery.
Roger that. Avery is, nevertheless, after he finishes recovering, going to make his way over to Joseph and start waving his hands in front of, trying to get Joseph's attention.
Yes.
Oh, good. You can see me today. Would you mind asking our host if he's playing silly buggers with the teleport demon?
What's silly buggers?
It's usually played with dice. Just ask him, please.
Avery wants to know if you've been playing local buggers with a teleport demon.
Silly bug. Never mind.
On the plus side, everyone can hear the first part of Joseph's one-sided conversation, and thus actually heard the word silly buggers. Robert's let us shake his head. I asked her to get Avery here however she thought she could. I assume that means he's next to you now, or something approximating it.
Yep.
Yeah, would you mind also asking our host if we are in fact guests of a benevolent god who's just able to fling us about willy-nilly? Because this is starting to weird me out more than the damn headhunters after us.
I remain silent.
Really?
Well done.
Also, you have a cramp in your hand or something? You're holding your arm weird.
I'm holding this plank.
Okay, I know that's not what the kids call it these days. What?
There's a plank. I am holding it.
Roberts is going to give Miss Murphy a look and look back to Joseph, wondering if he's going insane now or something.
No, your mother's a goat.
Okay, I'm going to go discover what fresh new insanity awaits me at the dinner table.
Okay, byesies.
He's making fucking turkey sandwiches. I mean, he's like crisping the sandwich meat and doing like all sorts of fancy shit to it, but...
Roberts just shakes his head. So, what was of note at the murder scene?
Where should we start?
The beginning typically goes well.
I mean, there was a broken window, tons of claw marks for some reason. what looks like a freaking mummified hand. There was fire that just burned things and wouldn't go out. I mean, how am I supposed to explain any of this?
With words.
Oh, shut up.
Start with the fire.
Well, in the kitchen there was some kind of green fire. This is the reason I called, for Joseph, and it just burned anything, like, instantly. Just ash, poof. Whatever I threw in it.
And we're certain this wasn't just somehow an incredibly hot flame? Was it different in any other way?
Nothing was fueling it. I've had some basic chemistry. You need at least something to keep a fire going.
Right, so definitely something abnormal going on. I was hoping for a moment that I might be wrong, and that it was just a normal murder scene that happened to be particularly difficult to solve.
And then there's these body parts here. You can look at them, they're disgusting.
Roberts will take the bag from her, assuming that she just, tosses it to get it as far away from her as possible.
Maybe not tosses it, but hands it gingerly.
The bag drips menacingly.
That means it's already dripped on her hand.
Rude.
Nice thing about bags is that the payload hangs under your hand.
I was mostly thinking that there's condensation on the outside of the bag from what's inside it, and it's... not pleasant.
This does include things like spoons, by the way, just to clarify. He's just that strong, so...
Roberts takes a look inside the bag, stares for a few seconds, and closes the bag. I am not an expert on severed hands nor mummification. You said claw marks?
Yeah. There was, differing claw marks, but one could have just been a claw not hitting. I don't know.
I'll remind you out of character that she does have a very interesting tattoo now.
Oh, right. Here, she'll pull up her sleeve. It looked like that.
Roberts will pull out what looks like a standard cell phone and take a picture of it. I'm sure there's a database of clawed creatures that can actually kill people somewhere. Anything else?
Oh, right. I found a journal and this other thing, book, whatever. I haven't had a chance to look through it at all, really, but, we have it. And the floorboard that he has also, magic stuff, I don't know, it's not my thing.
Right. If I may see the book, please.
Hands it all over.
Are you going to hand over the gemstone you have not mentioned yet?
She probably will, because she's not thinking, she's just rambling and just giving away all this creepy shit.
Roberts will take the creepy shit. And no, we're not going to make jokes about that. And so lastly, Roberts turns to Joseph, who is still holding the floorboard of doom.
You want this?
I don't suppose you recognize what's on it?
I tried reading the symbols. They're arcane in some way, but I wasn't able to decipher them. Which I believe is what actually happened. So
Yes, that is what actually happened. Is the language of it all at all familiar?
oh yeah, it's arcanic. It's the language magicians write in, the language wizards and mages write in.
Is Alakazam one of the words?
No.
I feel like there's an important distinction to make here. Is this just one language of many that could be used to say the same things, or is this somehow intrinsic to magic affecting reality at all?
Well, where I'm from, arcanic is the language of arcane magic, but there's other types of magic.
So the answer is yes, but for a specific kind of magic.
Yeah, there's also divine magic and psionics.
What I'm questioning is, if it's in the same sort of language you understand, is it that someone else from a world like yours has been here and created that? Or is it that someone here who knows magic happens to use the same language because it's just how magic works?
I don't know. I can't find any references to magic even existing on your world in anything I've written, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. We do infrequently get interdimensional travelers into my world, and from what I know, all of the mages from other worlds have written in arcanic.
Score 1 point for universal base go to the universe, then.
It's also one of the languages dragons speak. Fun facts.
Roberts just closes his eyes and puts a hand to his forehead for a moment. Going to ignore the fact that you just said dragons. Can anyone else make heads or tails of that? The symbols on that piece of wood.
I'll take a look. I look at it.
It's a whole bunch of circular scrawling, and it looks like gibberish.
It is not any familiar scroll to me that I've seen in my entirety of my life. Except for that one TV show, but that was just gobbledygook. Sandwich? He offers one to Roberts.
Was the show Manimal?
Manimal? Yes.
Roberts eventually takes a sandwich for just staring at Mr. Smith for a little bit.
It's a turkey. Mr. Smith just munches on his sandwich. Notably, unlike the rest of yours, his is 90% meat and 10% bread versus vice versa.
Ms. Murphy, I don't imagine you will know anything about this, but have you taken a look at it?
Not really? I mean, I'm gonna assume she can't see anything in this.
Nope, no, it's gibberish. It looks pretty. I mean,
I might have seen it on a jacket I had once, but or embroidery. I don't know what the hell is that.
I think we can conclude none of us know what it is.
so we have a piece of arcane writing that normally we would want to research and find out what it means. Except magic doesn't exist here, as I'm sure nearly all of us are aware.
If only Avery could actually see this thing, he could actually have a mild chance of contributing.
Speaking of, Avery, everyone's been staring at this piece of air.
Yeah,
I hate to burst.
he already got the brush off from Joseph. He's taking that at their word for the time being. I don't know, maybe it's ghost glass or something.
I hate to burst your bubble about the magic thing, but unless I'm wrong, and I might be wrong, my existence is based off a previous existence which is likely attributed to either magic or one hell of a mutating gene. I'm not sure which. I myself am science, but I'm fairly certain... what's the word? What is that word? Lie something. Wolfman? That thing?
Werewolves.
Yes, that. Yes, my existence is based off that. So either they had one to study, or just got lucky with a mutating gene. I'm not sure which. They didn't exactly tell me.
I'm not sure which would be worse.
My point stands, though. It's possible, though unlikely. Magic does exist in our realm. It's just different or so well hidden that we've just now noticed. Admittedly, I mean, I exist and no one knows that, except those people in this room and certain big heads.
Joseph,
Yes.
what might you need to do to decipher that?
What, the writing on this?
Yes.
Take it to a mage college. Do you have one?
You're going to have to make do on your own.
Well, I do have a library, but... can I have it back?
He has been holding it this whole time. Nobody has taken it from him.
I thought I handed it over. Okay.
No, you've held it up for to look at, but...
Okay. If anybody needs me, I'll be in the library.
Noted. Sandwich? Offers you a sandwich. Where you go?
I'm good. And I fly into my home.
Such an
Thus
on
leaving
man.
Avery fully unable to communicate.
Munch, munch, munch.
While I'm here, I might as well make another check. Does having a library give you a plus to it?
I mean, I would say so.
I literally have a library in my installation. So.
Go ahead and make the roll. Just make your base roll, and I'll
I'm gonna modify.
Yeah, investigation says gather information is make contacts, collect gossip, rumors, question informants, etc. But I don't know if there is a separate skill that would pertain to research.
That's covered under expertises.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to enhance that with a bardic knowledge, so I get a plus 21 base on it. Ouch.
You have a feeling that if you worked on it long enough, you might get something, but you don't have anything right now.
I'm gonna come out and get a sandwich.
Failure begets sandwiches.
Mr. Smith hands you a sandwich.
I eat the sandwich.
It's a very, very good sandwich, though it lacks variety. It mostly is meat and spice. He doesn't do green vegetables, apparently.
I usually eat apples that I create with magic. I'm fine.
Roberts clears his throat to get attention.
Already gave you a sandwich.
Not that kind of attention.
I also gave Kaylee a sandwich, so she hasn't responded.
I'm not going to make
Haven't
sexual
been
advances
hungry,
towards
thank
you,
you.
Roberts.
Did you need our attention for some other reason other than during our mealtime?
Once you're done with that, there's still plenty to be done to try and lock down this area before the Prejudicia move back in around us.
Do you want me to build a fence?
Oh, yeah, we should build a wall and surround the whole place with it. That will keep them out.
It would need to be a very tall wall.
Yeah, at least 30 feet. And if they complain, we'll make it taller.
I don't want to haul things.
Hoping that Joseph is in the mood to relay again. So, yeah, let's see here. This morning we've vandalized a crime scene in the hopes of finding out what is happening ourselves, and we got a small neighborhood shot up. Was it you guys said?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I stopped the people who were shooting the place.
Right. I don't really see myself how this is helping us clear attention away from the area.
Yeah, I have sort of the same problem.
Will Joseph relay Avery's concerns?
Avery says we're calling attention to ourselves by getting neighborhoods shot up.
Yes, getting neighborhood shot up was not at all intended.
Yeah, that doesn't exactly seem like a wise idea. No.
Doesn't draw attention to us so much as the neighborhood in general, but fair.
Nor was I expecting an investigation into a murder scene to become a manhunt.
You sent us in. What did you expect?
Honestly, I don't know what he's thinking anymore. He sends a ghost, an interdimensional magician, a project designed entirely around murder, destruction, and property damage, essentially, and a girl whose power includes crushing everything she looks at to subtly discover murder mysteries. I don't... This sounds like a very bad novel.
It worked, didn't it?
Yes, but we got vast amounts of attention, because of course we did. Relative to, vastness. We weren't complete blundered idiots, but you get my point. There's no way we're going in there and I'm not having some attention.
If I may, hoping that Joseph will repeat for him, perhaps we should start by drawing attention to someplace way away from here. Is there maybe some Prejudicium outpost at the south end of the city where we could cause some disruption of their enforcement that might draw their forces away from here?
Avery says we should get a much further place away from here shot up.
I kind of wish that was what I said, but no. Oh, gosh.
I mean, it seems rather specific, but I suppose I think I get the point. Draw attention away.
Yeah, exactly.
I could push over something heavy, I guess.
I could dump some trash in a park.
You've already done that.
Well, then we'll set it on fire. I don't know. We'll come up with something clever to get people's attention.
I could dump some flaming trash in the zoo.
How about no?
Well, no, that is definitely something you could do. It would draw attention away from us.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Oh, good
Not
Lord, you've encouraged
flaming
him.
trash in the zoo. We know the location of some other outposts.
Permission to hit them with full impunity, then?
I doubt it's permission so much as if you knew where they were, I couldn't stop you anyway.
So tell me where they are.
Robert shakes his head and starts to turn back to the screen, and then stops and looks back to Joseph. Does Avery have anything to comment on that board, by the way, if we're checking all the options?
I look over to him.
What board?
He doesn't know what board.
Roberts makes a point of looking around at nothing. The board he's holding.
Oh, I left it in my library.
Go fetch it.
I really don't want to carry a magic artifact around with me.
You literally do nothing but that.
Yeah, the ones I carry can't be broken.
Make a copy then, or bring him with you. Pick one.
You know how long it takes to write Arcanic?
In that case, bring him with you. I said pick one.
He can't see the board.
What? What do you mean you can't see the board?
He can't see it. I think the runes on it stop ghosts from seeing it.
In that case, you may have to copy it so he can see it, so he can tell us if he knows anything.
I am not a spell scribe.
None of us are, and you know more about Arcane than the rest of us.
Yeah, I can't write scrolls.
I don't know what that means. Can you just take wax paper and copy it?
So
Can
to
I be on not
clarify,
his team this time?
you found a board in the home of a murder victim that apparently stops ghosts from seeing it.
He was trying to stop the ghost from seeing who killed him.
I guess.
Hold on, that board? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
there was...
Yes, Avery did see it while he was possessing the sergeant.
Yeah, no, Warp could tell that there was something under the floor, so she busted up the floor and grabbed what she could from there. And I know that there was a chunk of wood that had something weird on the underside, but no, I haven't seen it since I got back here.
Yeah, he's going on about how he can't see the board. Which is what I just said.
What do you mean can't see? Is it here? I assume she lost it.
It's in my library now, but I was holding it when you asked me why my hand was all cramped up.
Oh. Yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah, now he's admitting he can't see it.
Well, I didn't know there was an it for me to not see.
Having only one translator for a man I cannot see is becoming very tedious very quickly. Very well, then, as I said, take some wax paper, copy it, and see if he knows anything. Why is this difficult?
You can't just do that Arcanic script, buddy.
Yeah,
Then-
Joseph, what if the point was not to make a board so that it can't be seen by ghosts? What if the point was to make a wall that a ghost couldn't see what was hidden behind it?
Wouldn't that do the opposite thing if it's invisible to you? You could see my hand when I was holding it, couldn't you?
Well, yeah, but it got bust up. Who knows what it was actually doing while it was intact on the floor in that guy's house?
I would need to see the rest of it in order to try to decipher that.
There's your
going
map. Gesturing to Roberts. I mean, the place might be a bit stirred up at the moment, but, well, the place is still there. We didn't burn it down on our way out.
Then it
I
seems
could
we so
just-
far have two plans. One to which go back and look for more clues, and one in which you hit a Prejudicium outpost far from here.
I'll point out I could just walk inside this house and
Well,
take whatever it is we need. I don't much care who gets
Well, we
involved.
don't need to devote a whole thing for that. I can just quickly send. I can quickly send Throglax with my power on him over there and have him look and see if there's more stuff under the floorboard we already busted up.
It was stealthy last time we tried things, so I don't see why not.
Well, we don't need to devote a whole thing to that. We can do that off screen. There's no way he can't get in and out of there if we can teleport him around.
Mm.
Also,
Yeah,
has
that's a
anyone seen where our resident homeless girl has gone?
She
I
went over
think-
there into the beds.
Oh,
I think she's having herself a good yeah. She's having a crisis.
Or just sleeping.
I think she needs some gumbo.
I can make gumbo, but I don't have the things for it. He looks at Roberts pointedly.
what good would a phosphorescent green man made of rubber do?
No, I'm pretty sure you're thinking of Gumby.
Oh, right, yeah.
I wish I could
Annoying
travel
or
into
not,
anyone.
it's definitely a source of comedic value.
It's a bit like watching a man go crazy in front of me.
Oh, I was crazy long before I met you.
I know. I just get to see the activeness of that.
I'm just gonna start playing my harp now.
Go send your lizard to see if there's any more of those boards.
Yeah, sure. I'll quickly, we can quickly pop them over and back.
I'm looking my head in to see whether or not Warp is like dead or something.
No, she's just laying down, looking up in her head, like her hand on her head.
Do you require medical aid?
No.
Very well. Alright, she's just being young, I think. Or human, or both. Someone with morals, please. Not to say I lack them, just that, you know what I mean.
That is very much correct.
Yeah, he's aware that he's not going to be able to communicate to Warp on a level she's going to get.
No,
The
Tayo
being
said.
young bit, yeah.
No, what Tayo said. In any case, Roberts is going to sigh heavily. In any case, I leave your next actions up to you. I have enough to handle with the fallout of what's just happened.
Tell me where their next base is located, and then I will go squish it.
Okay, well, first we'll quickly send Throglax over with my power on and see if he sees anything.
Throatlex is whooshed away as soon as he looks up into the sky.
Do you see anything under there, buddy? Oh yeah, right. I sit down and concentrate to form my sense link with him.
He is dropped onto a roof.
Damn it. Oh well. I'll roll a stealth roll to see if he can get under the floorboard.
From the roof?
I think you mean into the house.
No, he will get under the floorboard from the roof. He is amazing like that.
That is some impressive agility there.
Well, he does have a 4 agility.
For the record, when he's arrived on the roof, the place is pretty swarming with police now.
Yeah, if he gets caught, he'll just run.
Well, you could get down from the roof in through an open window pretty easily. And he emerges into a bathroom that's filled with blood and guts and awfulness.
Yeah, stop paying attention to that. Get moving.
How do you propose he detects anything under the floorboards?
Oh, he's still familiar as bond. He shares my son's powers.
So essentially he can see magic right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I assume you're just going to do searches of the entire house.
No, I figured he'd crawl in under the floorboard we broke up and see if there's anything under there.
That will work for the first floor. What are you going to do on the second floor?
Well, we'll just see if there's anything there first, and then we'll decide what else we're doing.
Okay, then give me another stealth roll. At one point he has to run through an officer's legs to get through to the area, but he does eventually get under the floorboards. checking the undersides, would find that there is not actually any more writing there from the area where that floorboard was torn up.
Okay, we're gonna pull him back then.
Are you sure?
Yep,
You have not checked the second floor yet.
that's fine. We don't need to risk it.
Okie dokie. He is able to be pulled out directly from being under the floorboards.
Yeah,
There are rules to this teleporting, but you do not know them.
yeah, turns out that prying off the floor, if there was other writing, prying off that floorboard destroyed it.
So either there was none, or we never will see it.
Yeah, and there might be more in the rest of the house, but I don't really feel like risking him running through there, so.
After they see the floorboards torn up to begin with, they'll probably look through it. Maybe we'll find something in the report afterwards.
So, let's go, beat people up, I guess. Yeah, when are you gonna let me slash something?
Alright, Roberts will turn and bring up a map of Chicago.
Fish and mailed.
Fish and mailed, yes. This is what he will point out as being an outpost of the Prejudicium.
So, do we have any specific goals you want us to, do in there, or?
Well, my suggestion was kind of make some mayhem and, well, if the Prejudicium is paying attention at all, give them the impression that there's multiple cells or that we're operating from all over the city, not that we're localized up here.
So we should, set fire to something over here, and then they'll go check on that?
I think that's pushing the bounds of Gaussian distribution a little too hard.
All I need is the location of one of their bases and permission.
Well, it's
and
right there.
We'll stop being. Then that's their street house shape, so I don't accidentally demolish a whole.
I presume the actual map has more detail than what we, the players, are shown.
Yes.
So, if you know specifically which building, that narrows my.
Why does Throgdogs have initiative?
Did someone click the initiative to macro?
I didn't.
Why does the initiative still exist?
Regardless, all I need to know is whether or not we can narrow it down to a building. Can we or can we not?
Of a sort. We know they're based in what seems to be the post office for the area, but it's very likely they've spread out within that building to the others around them.
Good, that's all I need to know. Take me there.
Would you approach Miss Murphy and get her out here first, please?
Fine. Knock, knock.
She doesn't respond because there's nothing to knock on?
No, I literally say knock, knock.
What?
We have a mission that involves breaking things.
They're not gonna let us arrest, are they?
I don't think so, no. Though admittedly, we did cause enough of a stir-up where we need to cause a stir-up elsewhere, then we may have time for a break.
You mean you did?
Okay, I made a stir-up else. What's your point?
Don't mix me with this crap. Tell them I'm coming.
Very well. She is coming.
She'll follow along in a minute.
Well.
Yeah, we all heard. It's just a curtain.
She told me to tell you. I have. For everyone's, well, I'm going to wait till Murphy's here. Good. To be clear to everyone here, I'm going to walk in as myself, and I'm going to see what they have in the back room and the basement. And if they try and stop me in a way I find displeasing, i.e., with the proper kind of guns, not just casual police calling, once I confirm that this is in fact one of their bases, then I will start breaking things. If I confirm it is not, I will just not break things. Simple.
And Brad is disconnected.
Yeah, MapTool is acting wonky. I'm just relaunching it.
Okay.
Are they objecting to me just walking in, discovering whether or not they react appropriately, and then breaking or not breaking their things?
Are you sure that, last time it was just a grab gang that you happened to foil? Are you sure the non-subtle approach is going to be survivable twice in a row?
Avery thinks they might have weapons that can hurt you, and you'd be a complete idiot to just walk in there.
I have literally never encountered anything that can hurt me.
I've got something in my pocket that can.
Yeah, give me a chance.
As cute as both
Also,
of you
that
are
is-
being,
That is
I'm-
definitely Mr. Smith having a short memory, because he's seen at least 3 things that
he means like
threatened to wound him recently.
not like wound memory, he has regeneration. To him, hurt him is very different than just momentary ouse.
Yep.
But he's not going to communicate that. He's just like, as interesting as your statements are, I am not, and never have been, bothered by anything they've thrown at me. If they introduce something that does, I will rethink what I am doing and retreat accordingly. That is also why you're along, in case there is something that threatens me, and you will deal with it.
Someday I should jab you in the hand with my sword so you can learn a nice lesson about that, but today is not the day.
Especially considering
Or is it?
probably- You may. It will either not work or I will recover. Does not make a difference to me. Ready when you are.
I don't think it's a good idea, because I can't heal you back when it hurts you.
I can heal myself.
Look at those, Look, if you guys want to do a dick waving contest, the bathroom's over there. I got things to do.
I don't think it's a good idea for me to stab you right before a mission.
For fuck's sake.
Let's do what we need to do.
That's what I just said.
Well,
I'm just looking up, waiting for transportation at this point.
yes, now you're just looking up. Will Avery be going with you?
Hold on a moment. Avery has bad ideas, and I'm determining if he's going to try one of them.
Lovely. The answer is always yes.
Should always be yes, yes.
You know what? I'm gonna march in guns blazing with Tyrant because I don't want this to have to turn into a rescue mission.
I'm not going to walk in guns blazing. I'm going to walk into a post office, say I have a delivery to make, and then I'm going to go check out their basement and or side buildings. And if it is the Judicium and they react accordingly, then we can go in guns blazing. If it's not, I'm not going to immediately start breaking some poor post office.
To clarify, it is not a public post office.
Same thing, though. Even if it's not public, I don't want to harm civilians. It's just a matter of this is the most direct way to find out.
What I'm saying is they will not let you just walk in.
Okay, yes, yeah. Yes, local security guards will stop me utterly, I'm sure.
Anyways, Avery is waiting for the others to be transported.
Not going
Avery's-
to bad idea?
On back kid,
Is-
my generation literally gets past incurable.
Avery is going with a gut feeling he's got. He's not going to be looking up when the others do. Because he has something to test.
Alright. We can drop you off nearby the building. I assume you'll be scouting it out at least a little bit before you go in.
I was just going to walk into the post office and request to make... Isn't the plan to cause a massive distraction anyways? I'm confused why we would need to scout it out beyond, oh, there is the building, let us go in.
Alright.
Target acquired. Proceed to eliminate. Just ringing a bell with anyone.
You sure they didn't mix you with a bull, because all you seem to want to do is charge?
I am fairly certain I have bull DNA, yes.
God, of course. Okay.
I have a lot of DNA in me.
Yeah,
Probably
most
will
things do.
Roberts will just patiently wait for both Miss Murphy and Joseph to also look up then.
I'm looking.
She's rolling her eyes and doing it.
And everyone except Avery is sent away. To Avery, nothing happens.
Yep. Avery, looking about and making sure that it's only him and Roberts here, is just going to mutter to himself, I'm sorry I'm going to have to try this, but you're holding back a lot of information, and I am very curious.
Curious George strikes again. There we go.
Oh my.
He's about to have sex with Roberts.
That fucking Cena that goes with the clay pot.
Well, on the plus side, you don't immediately get another Babbler experience.
Emphasis immediate.
Well, hey, that's a good thing, right?
Yep.
I don't know. Babbler's awesome.
I don't think Avery would have liked to have been stuck in that, though.
Not long term.
Oh, wouldn't that be a disturbing thought? Get stuck along with Babbler for eternity.
Well, only until he dies or sleeps. I don't know if he does either, but there you go.
In any case, resisting possession becomes just a standard will save at that point, yes?
Yes,
But then it continues happening for quite a while, doesn't it?
it keeps on happening until either he fails or he falls asleep and Avery is ejected naturally anyways.
Right. Okay.
Or he has some kind of defense that can eject Avery. But most of those defenses are token or fetish based.
Giggity, giggity.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Hardy har har. Alright, how much time passes between rolls that have to be made?
Round.
So, fairly quickly. Alright. 1 second then.
On the plus side, you're not, dazed or hindered or anything while you're resisting Avery.
And it's subtle, right?
It is very subtle.
Okay.
Yeah, does he even know he has to resist you?
It's not a question of does he know, it just happens.
But doesn't, a 1 eventually fail automatically?
It's a defense roll, not a attack roll, so no, there are no crits.
Okay. So no one's just, eventually always going to get possessed.
No, if they can pass
That's
it on
a
a
D&D
1,
thing
then...
that isn't in this system.
Okay.
Yeah, if they can pass it on a 1 in this system, then you just can't do it.
Well, he does take longer than most people, but you do eventually have the case of him rolling a 3. So
Yeah, really good will
congratulations,
save.
you're in Robert's head.
Now spill all of the details of the campaign.
At the moment, he had been turning to access the giant computer screen.
Avery's going to let him continue as uninterrupted, but listening to the surface thoughts for now.
I feel like I'm forgetting something. Avery has some... How many... I forget if Avery has a power for comprehending a certain amount of languages, or it's just that he knows a certain amount of languages.
Avery does not have any supernatural ability to understand human language. Let's see here.
How does that work with internal thoughts?
I am double checking how I wrote that up. There we go. Mind reading, cumulative effortless sensory link, feedback limited by language. So, if Robert's native language is none of Arabic, English, Greek, Egyptian, French, or Hebrew, then Avery only knows that he is thinking, not what.
Yeah, so
On the
South
other hand,
African
if
is not
this
going to work for you.
No, Afrikaans/Danish is going to be beyond his ken. But I probably should be able to get a check whether I recognize that that is the language in question. Also, if this keyboard is in English US layout, of course he knows what is being typed.
Yes, he will realize what is being typed. He will not be able to comprehend thoughts. He will, of course, understand any proper nouns or names that pop up. Being, entirely language independent.
I don't know, city names change depending on language.
Fair. But Mr. Smith is just... Smith. That's essentially what he listens for. Is there anything else that causes problems? I don't think so. I think the main problem is just that he's actually South African.
Well, at least he's not a Martian. You have determined he is human.
He's from South Africa on Mars.
Damn you Martian South Africans, you're the most racist.
They can't be racist. That's how that works.
Well, they can't be racist because they already killed all the green Martians.
Well, duh. In any case, Roberts is typing in a few commands that seem to mostly just be shortcuts for something, but all he's doing is logging in, at which point he gives a voice command. It's in South African, and, well, the voice command is accepted.
Mm-hmm.
To be more precise, it's in what you think is Afrikaans, not Danish.
Yes.
I should stop using South African, because that's not actually the name of the language.
Yes.
Yes, and they're Afrikaans, not Afrikaans.
I speak Swiss and I'm proud of it.
You're welcome!
If anyone has a fish, slap her with it.
I
Hi?
produce a fish.
We will come back to Avery once some time has passed. The other three, you've been put in an alleyway. On a street.
I'll march out and look around for a post office.
You see a building that has, Oh, I'm sorry, was this a consequential mail outfit, or just a random one? This is a random one, so this is the Blue Town Mail Office.
some reason, MapTool keeps freezing on me when you switch maps.
I have... As in when you switch maps? Okay.
No, as in... Okay, well, it just moved me to the Chicago map and then froze on me. So.
That's very strange. I did not move you.
Weird.
Yes. In any case, you were in an alleyway. Mr. Smith has gone out to locate this mail building. He has located this mail building. It is across the street from you, about a few buildings down.
I will go the opposite way to locate the female building.
It has
Nice.
flown to the sky.
Anyway,
Well, I'm going to find the
following
crosswalk, which I'm presuming there is one, to do so legally to cross the street.
Short.
I'm going with Tyrant.
Miss Murphy.
She has no desire to be around them because they've been bickering all day, so she's gonna kind of hang out by the exit of the alley and just sit there. Not literally, but like lean against the wall and just wait.
Preparing for when things go horribly, horribly wrong.
Tyrant and I start a slap.
Maybe. She might not.
We'll have to see then. I'm just going straight for the post office.
Well, our plan here was to cause chaos, so I am going in to help cause chaos.
I mean that is the job description, and I'm just going to walk in and make sure it's a place we should cause chaos in. That's like step one. So step one is at a post office. Like I'm just looking at it from the outside.
I still have my sense activated. Is there anything going on?
Clarify anything going on.
Magic shit, come on.
Yeah, I can see magic shit, so...
In terms of magic, no. It's an utterly mundane building.
Neat. Is the door locked?
The door is open. It's also one of those clear glass doors. You can see a receptionist looking very goth at the desk ahead of you.
Looking very goth. Right. Open door. Walk inside.
Does she have luck-based powers?
I swear to God, if she does.
It's funny you should ask that.
What?
It's Kitsu's token I'm reusing for that.
Well, we're in an alternate reality. This could literally be her.
Yeah, I guess, and I'll probably headbutt her to death, but that'll be an entire different thing.
Give me a moment here.
Okie dokie.
And MapTool keeps completely freezing on me.
Yeah,
Avery has
that
a good
becomes a
point,
bit
though.
of
So, is her coworker a Japanese woman who really hates her?
It's just no. The whole entire people is just our other Mutants and Masterminds characters, just with no powers. Just they work here.
There's Omega.
The Duke works in like the generator room, and mostly just fixes the copiers.
Heartbreaker's dead due to his backstory.
Chum is like a rollerblade courier or some shit.
Mm-hmm. She uses prosthetics,
Heartbreaker was stabbed to death by a mutant rat man.
but he used to live here, and it was really sad. No, he was just stabbed to death by muggers. Because remember, mundane.
No, he is still stabbed by a mutant rat man.
Alan continues to become even more too old for this shit.
Yeah, he probably owns the store.
He's the really worn out manager.
Yeah.
Just can't handle these people.
Omega works at a Denny's.
No, Pizza Hut because she hates it. Or Domino's, whichever it was.
And need to bring Miss Murphy's token over.
Actually,
Duke keeps
thinking about
trying.
it,
Duke
Chumi would
keeps
be
trying.
really sad. No, Chumi would be like really, really sad if she wasn't actually, powered.
I guess, but yes, but we're assuming she has the prosthetics to do a job here, kind of thing.
Well, it wasn't just her legs.
You heard me.
Well, she was also from the future, so...
And in her lore, she did kind of choose some of those. Not everything was actually
Some of those were
screwed
chopped
up.
off deliberately.
To match more or less because enough damage had been done to her, which was only because she had already been an agent by that point.
Right, so she'd be better off as just a mundane person then. Like, an accident would have happened to do that, but she'd be better off.
Yeah, Ian, you'll need to hit Control E to bring the stream over to the map again. When you change the properties of a map, it actually deletes one map and recreates it as a whole new map.
That is a very strange way of doing that.
It's back end nonsense. But
All right, Mr. Smith. I'm.
Yes,
What
give me
is
one
this?
moment. That door is for some reason not becoming visible. I think I had to put a new one down for some reason.
I just want to punch her. I've got this innate desire.
We all do.
Well, control your impulses.
No.
You really should.
No.
Excuse me, beautiful. Have you noticed any weird guards or anything around here?
I don't even stop. I just keep going.
Well, back up
Sure.
a minute. Are you
Sure.
going
Okay.
to go? Are you going to go at clearly inhuman speeds or no?
No. I'm walking at human speed, like literally just walking.
All right. Well, as soon as you are clear going past the decks, she is going to go and step in front of you, and blow a bubble of gum in your face.
You can move, or you can keep going. Pick one, please.
Hey, there's no way to act like that. So when do you get off work?
Oh, Lord, save me from this.
I think I'm going to call the police now.
Okay, you do that. Step around. Kind of just reach past her and tug on the door in a way that signifies I'm just going to move her with the door. She don't budge.
Okay, but while we're waiting for them, why don't we discuss our impending date?
She just storms out of that, pulling her phone out.
Well, that worked. Good job. I yank on the door.
Yeah, that's what I was going for, totally. And I look sad.
The door is locked. You can see that there is somebody over in the office.
I.
Ah!
You want to go handle him or what? And I just promptly just rip the door off its goddamn hinges.
Okay, that has some people diving for cover. Miss
Calmly.
Murphy. A very goth-looking receptionist just came walking out of the building, and then a few seconds later, there was a loud crunching, wrenching noise, and she staggered back into the street before running across it and down it again, just screaming.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Look, we caused a disturbance. Mission accomplished.
The man in the office has dove beneath his desk.
Oh, for goodness sake, it was one door. Bunch of. See what happens.
It was a sturdy metal door
Well, now
that
it's
you
not.
just ripped off its hinges.
Well, now it's a plank of sturdy metal door. Yeah, sturdy piece of iron shaped like a door. Anyway,
Now it's
Once that's
several
out of the way.
snowboards.
hey,
She's literally not moving, just gonna hang out there, kind of lean back and go, "Yep, this is dumb."
oh, what's on the other side of the now doorless door?
One moment. While I check something, Avery.
yes.
Roberts is watching a video feed
It's porno.
of what is currently going on.
From what perspective?
A rooftop nearby, looking down and through the door that they went through, since most of the front of the post office has large windows or that one glass door. It is not a view that there would be any kind of security camera installed at.
Not typical CCTV, then.
No. It's also much too high quality for it.
Uh-huh. There any... not incriminating, discriminating text around the perimeter, like, camera 4427B, facility 8, anything like
Nothing
that?
like that, just green borders.
Not even a time code?
Nope.
Huh. Are there any on-screen controls of any sort? Or is this strictly textually driven?
There were no on-screen controls, but as you're watching, he does bring a hand up to his ear and speaks some numbers one after the other, and the view shifts, moving a bit farther to the left.
Is that like robot hobbits?
That would amuse me greatly.
Maybe it's robot frogs.
When you say numbers, do you mean in English or?
Yes, he said specifically 255.
I take over and say 180 and observe the result.
There's a moment's pause, and then the view sort of swings down and to the left.
Okay, so it's not.
A sort of clicking, staticky sound goes back through the through transmitter. Some kind of feedback.
Okay, so if it's not compass directions, 255.
It moves to the left. You no longer really have a view of what's going on. Speaking of, while you work on figuring that out,
It'd make me happy when the next room is full of treasure. Oh, you made me
no
sad.
treasure, unfortunately.
It's full of big treasure chest gauntlet style.
It's full of people.
See, I called it.
That's your treasure.
More or less. That's what I was looking for.
Go ahead and roll initiative.
Should be a button, right?
I don't believe we have an initiative button, no.
Alright then.
Probably make one at some point.
I'm gonna assume Warp's not in this initiative because she doesn't really care right now.
If she is not actively engaging herself in the combat, no, she is not an initiative.
Nope.
I got a 9.
Congratulations.
I have to look mine up.
I mean, if the building in front of her explodes, she's probably going to start wanting to react, but...
Maybe. I mean, he's invincible, right? No need to help.
First one's me, second one's Starbucks.
So we got a 9.
Yeah, he did make it pretty clear he doesn't want anyone's help ever. I just like storming places.
Oh no, he did ask. He just said that's what you're there for, in case he does encounter anything. He just doubts it'll be a problem.
You have to remember, you're dealing with a petty teenager.
Oh, he knows. That's why he's not particularly bothered by either of them.
You know, I'm not
Joseph
much
is an
older than
alien,
you.
essentially, and she's a teenager.
Joseph is first, but you're getting hit with the surprise round first.
Despite the picture, I believe Joseph is 19.
That is quite the beard for 19.
It's the only good picture I could find of a bard. He doesn't actually have the beard.
That
This
is
is
so
Mr.
much more
Store.
lame.
Looks inside and goes, "Hey, jackpot."
Maybe it's a magic beard-growing spell.
Yeah, there we go.
I believe it.
Yeah, he uses prestidigitation to grow out his beard to look cooler.
Granted, I think
have-
they're shooting at us.
I
So
have
these
seen...
assault agents here are wielding what looks like modified riot shields, and sort of look like they're wearing medieval armor.
Awesome.
That's my thing.
Well, then you can duel them with your little sword thing and, have fun.
You were going to say something, Kyle?
I have seen 21-year-olds with beards that thick, but yeah, carry on.
I wish.
And the containment agents of those particular...
They look like the ones you've seen before.
Ah, so these guys with the riot shield are just a little different off. Alright then.
Yeah, and the two in front, in any case, are not carrying your standard sort of assault rifle. It looks like a shotgun, except instead of a hole for pellets to come out of, it's more like a hole big enough you could stick your fist in, and it's glowing red at this point.
Ah, lasers. Of course it's lasers. Why not lasers?
It is not lasers.
Plasma.
No, it's not. You could call it plasma, I guess, but not what you're thinking of.
Flamethrower?
Fountains of blood.
I like that plan.
Don't put it past them, but it is
Still
not blood
plasma.
in this case. Oh yeah. They're shooting actual plasma at you. Yes. No. What is your dodge? 14.
Nothing.
Yep. Both hitting with that.
Can I use the door as a shield?
With the fact that you wrenched it out of the door frame, it's not going to be in place.
That's me silly.
I assumed you just pulled it out of the frame and then threw it right behind you.
That's kind of the mental image I had, so yes.
It would have been
being a
much more
goof.
humorous if you'd tossed it into the ceiling.
He's not causing excessive property damage this second. He's going to in a second, but
That's great. The guy standing on the floor above you comes falling down on your face.
yeah.
Mr.
That
Smith, make a toughness check, as both of those guns fire. Well, it's like if you took all the pellets a shotgun would normally fire, stuck them together into one huge ball, and then melted it.
They're firing scrap at me. Why are they firing scrap at me? Okay. Hold on. I need to ask this because it still is a thing. Is that a rank 11 effect or lower, or does it have penetrating?
It's penetrating.
Okay, so I don't know the rank on it. That. Versus whatever DC is being set currently. Keep in mind, only the ranks of
barely
penetrating.
fine.
Keep in mind, only the ranks of the penetrating, so if it's like rank 10 but penetrating 5, only 5
Yep, I know.
matters. Okay, cool.
You are barely fine. You're pretty sure that if you hadn't been at least somewhat prepared, that would have actually hurt.
So, like, just molting balls of scrap strike me in the chest, I guess?
Yes. Still hot.
Okay, Joseph. So you might not want to get hit by those, just throwing that out there.
He quietly mutters in the middle of what is surely becoming a loud combat scene.
More or less.
My turn.
Yes, Joseph, you are up.
Also, comic book logic. Of course I can quietly mutter him something, he'll totally hear me.
Big B's abyssal pull.
He's what now?
Okay, so that is that's a move object that affects everybody. It only does have rank 2 mass, so anybody who's over 400 pounds is automatically immune to it.
I have bad news for you.
Can't all be over 400 pounds.
No, the heavy assault agents are, though.
That's fine. So containment agent 1 and 2 might be hit by it.
Yes,
As well
and
as,
some
as
people
well
you
as
can't
all of
actually
the objects
see.
in the room.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of computer monitors and chairs and...
The cubicle's way less than that too, and they're automatically grabbed. So every object in this room got pulled towards the back wall here.
Yes, you have already completely trashed this room.
That was fast.
Well done.
As for them, I have to look up grab rules again. But
Contest of strength versus strength, or strength versus X, I think. Then
Well,
they
let me
pick
see.
one, but you use strength. And in your case,
well,
you use strength, you use the rank.
I use my FX power.
And they contested it with their choice of either strength or, again, I think it's dex.
Where are the grab
Fighting,
rules on
not
this?
dex.
Really? All right.
Never find anything in this book.
Yeah, they reorganized it terribly. It's awful.
It's not like you need to find things in a book, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where grab rules are.
Aren't books for heating? You know, you light them on fire, sit there, put your hands over them.
Might be in running the game.
Yes,
in running the
yes,
game.
it is.
Rubble!
Grab standard action. Okay, so you grab, make a... So they get the better of their strength or dodge against my rank 11 effect.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, in this case it is going to be their dodge, that's better.
Technically, all that shit is piled up at the back of the room now.
What happens when they resist?
Nothing. It doesn't. If they resist, it doesn't work.
Then nothing is happening.
Okie dokie.
You have torn up this room completely. And yes, there's going to be a bunch of crap piled at the back wall.
Oh, a bunch of crap.
But now it's the containment agent's turn.
That's why I don't use that power much, even though it's hilarious.
Yeah, that is hilarious and got shit out of the way, but they're fine.
Whoops.
Whoops. And just aside.
Ba-doom boom. Yeah,
Well-
you might want to put that on the background layer instead of the template layer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that. I will do that when it is one of your person's turns again. But for now, the containment agents are going to look at the space where there once was cubicles and use this as an opportunity to get a better shot.
I would ask at this point for your surrender, but I feel like they're not going to.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Physical violence it is.
They both level their guns and fire at Mr. Smith, because he's still the one directly in the doorway. Please roll me dodge.
Okay.
I've already rolled theirs to see if they actually hit you, but this is a dodge resistance test.
So I suppose it is just a D20 plus 4 then.
Yep.
They
Well, you
dodge.
got above a 10, so you're not horribly well off, but
What am I dodging?
you are dodging some very dark green goo that is now splattered all over your lower half.
Neat.
Ew, they couldn't do that. It's like somewhere more privately.
The moment the word goo comes up, right?
Pretty much.
You also said lower half, so
Ah.
So I'm being sprayed with goo now. This is your plan. Goo me.
It's probably a snare, mate. Just let him finish.
No, Smith is saying that out loud in an exasperated manner.
That
Wait
is
till your
what all
turn
they're
to do
doing
that.
here. Thrug
What is
blast.
the mechanical of that? Just nothing? Or...
You'll know when you get to your turn.
Okay.
Because there's nothing else that happens with it right now.
What do normal attacks attack again?
Just a regular attack. It goes against parry or dodge, depending on what it is, like ranged versus
Oh, it goes
melee.
against dodge? Okay.
Yeah, and then it'll go against toughness from there.
Well, I know these two have fairly good dodge. Yeah, he's gonna do a multi-attack against all of these.
Okie dokie.
I forget how that works, like sweeping or something.
Yeah, he has a bow, so he can hit all four of them. He takes a -4 to the attack rolls against each of them.
All right.
Now these are going counterclockwise. And that didn't work for some reason.
You had no end bracket on the first one?
Yeah, that'd be the problem. There you go.
Well, the second one is going to miss. As is the fourth. But the other two will hit. Agent 1 and Agent 3. What's the damage rank of this?
That is a rank 10 penetrating 10 effect.
They are both taking a wound. Mostly just both got an arrow sticking out of their chest, but it doesn't seem to be hindering them too much right now.
Neither of them took it in the knee?
No. Neither of them are adventurers either. On to the two heavy assault agents who have not done anything yet.
Please tell me they pull out miniguns.
No, they aim their standard assault rifles with underslung grenade launchers and go for those underslung grenade launchers.
Grenade!
Yep. Need you both to roll 2 dodge checks because 2 area effects come at you.
There's my dodge.
Neither of you rolled very well there, did you?
I rolled great. What are you getting? I just don't add very much.
Well, you don't get to have either of them. So roll your toughness. Both of you, twice.
Them's my tough. One of those was an at 20, so yay for me.
Yep, yay for you. You could safely assume you're not getting hurt on the first one.
Fuck off.
Yeah, it looks like you took Brad's luck there.
Sorry. I would interpose this, but I don't think I can for... Yeah, I literally cannot for area attacks. That's the one way.
Yeah, you'd interpose the grenade, and then it'd still hurt him anyway.
Yep, that's the interpose can't cover everything. That's just how it is.
Okay, so the first shot to Mr. Smith does nothing, because nat 20s are nat 20s. The second shot, you are actually taking a bruise.
Okie dokie.
You have actually been scorched a bit, and you have some shrapnel stuck in your chest.
Yeah, that's what happens in the human form. It's kind of weak.
What does a bruise do again?
-1 everything.
-1 toughness.
Oh, right. It's -1 toughness, so more toughness checks make them harder, yada yada.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought they actually hindered your ability to fight back, too.
No, only your damage resistance checks are affected by bruises.
Okie dokie.
That one is gonna hurt you.
Well, if Smith took a bruise with a 25, then that means it can't be higher than a 29, which means, yeah, Joseph might be incapacitated.
Well, Joseph, don't you have luck powers? Luck yourself out of this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm gonna use 2 of my luck to reroll both of them. Actually, can you use 2 luck at the same time?
I think so. I don't see why not.
Oh,
I
either way,
believe...
The results have not yet been announced, so probably nothing really bad against
Go
about
right
it.
ahead. You're fine.
Also, Mr. Smith, you get to reroll your next 2 failed rolls.
Good to know. That's better. Not much.
One of them is, anyway.
Well, 3's better than a 1.
That 3 will actually save you from being incapacitated.
See? 3 better than a 1.
Yeah, I can heal myself. That's not the hugest deal as long as I don't go down.
Mm.
How many bruises did I?
You take 2 bruises and you are
You can never take
staggered.
more than 1 bruise at a time. It's a matter of other badness happens the more you fail. Well, 1 bruise from a time and from a same source thing. You know, like if I punch you, I'm only ever going to do 1 bruise. Just other stuff.
You are staggered.
That means just a standard next turn?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
When you are staggered, you are dazed and hindered. So you move at half normal speed, and you are limited to free actions and a single standard next turn.
Okay.
But don't forget about the once per combat recover action.
Actually, you are staggered until you recover. It will not fade on its own.
Unless he uses a power or something that can remove these
That's
things.
why I have a healing power.
Yeah.
I just sort of need to be not incapacitated to use it. So.
Yes.
So what
Mr.
about this
Smith.
goo stuff?
It's goo. Please roll me a strength if you want to move out of it.
Oh, well, first things first, the bruise is gone.
Mm-hmm.
That regenerates, so just poof. Stage 2. Fuck, move out of the goo. I'm exploding out of the goo. I'm getting big.
Okay. It's a formality, but just roll me your strength for dino form as you do. Mm-hmm. Congratulations, you are a dinosaur.
He just sort of thunders forward, smashing through, and goes, "Did you really think that would work?" He just says that. Before, he's a goober. And a goober at that. I'm gonna pile drive him into the floor. With a foot. I will declare all-out attack, because of course I do. And I'm just getting used to reading this thing, because it's different. The Excel sheet.
Does he roar at all as he changes, or is it just the crashing of a dinosaur moving through a building at this point?
No, just the crashing and the rumble of his saying, like, did you really think that would work?
Okie dokie.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how the hell... I mean, I know what it is that I use to hit. It's not very clear.
You roll your fighting because you're using a melee attack. Or you use the skill, which is based on fighting. Close combat, I think it's called.
It's one they stack, so... It's like you take your fighting, then you add your skill if you have any, and then you add other stuff.
Actually, sorry, there's a thing I forgot on my last attack, so...
Yes?
Would reducing by 2 cause any of those to not hit? Because,
Cause any of what to not hit?
his multi-attack attacks.
Oh, no, that wouldn't have changed anything, no.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot he has plus 14 to his attack, but they're rank 10 powers, so he can only use 12 at a time.
Right.
The plus 14 is for his other powers that don't require attacks.
Actually, it occurs to me these aren't mooks, are they? They're not one bruise mooks, right?
Well, obviously not.
Alright. In that case, I'm still going to stomp on him, but I'm going to pin him with the foot, so essentially this is a grapple. Well, a free one, because I'm me. So it's a 31 versus parry, and then a 32 versus whatever he rolls for dodge or strength, better of which, to grapple him with my foot, essentially, because I'm stomping on him.
Foot grapple!
I mean, it makes sense when you're this size.
You have foot grappled.
Cool. The rank effect of that damage is 14. So, sorry, that's the rank. Add 15 is 30. Yeah, sorry, 29. So, versus toughness, 29.
He is not actually wounded.
Good for him, but he is under my foot.
Yes, he is under a foot.
Just remember your the 2 luck you have stored on you.
Yeah, the 2 rerolls. I can't, though, the rank, I can't roll anything. I'm just
Yep. Just letting you know.
Thank you for reminding me, though. Yeah, he's just enjoying being under my foot, I guess, guy.
As we go to the next round, Miss Murphy. There's a lot of crashing from in that building.
Yep. Yeah, that's kind of to be expected. She actually takes out a nail file and just starts doing some of her nails.
How much stuff are you,
There's nothing in here for me to break anymore. You already broke it all.
how much stuff are you immune to?
Depends on what you're doing. Like, describe what you're doing and then we'll discuss.
I just have a second move object I might want to try.
No, go ahead. I weigh a lot. And even if I don't weigh a lot, I have, like, good strength and things that would normally resist that sort of thing, so I should be fine.
How big is the Cone 2 area? I gotta look that up.
Pretty big. I'll be right back. I need to go grab some.
Let's see. Cone 1 is 60, so 120-foot cone. Okay.
It's not actually going to be your turn first off. I am going to wait, though.
Okay.
Alright, well, he stepped away. I'm gonna go use the restroom. Is there anything you'll need from me immediately, or am I good?
You're good as long as you're not trying to involve yourself in combat.
Oh, no, she's just watching, filing her nails and kind of he didn't ask for help. He said only if he needs it. So far, he sounds fine.
But Avery's here, but at the same time we shouldn't do that scene with 2 people gone. Both
gone,
Skullhat and they have stepped away.
Ah.
So how about that sports ball?
I'm thinking about using Sonic Thrust, which is like Big B's Abyssal Pull, only much, much worse. It doesn't have the reduced mass on it.
I'll be right back myself. Just gotta pour out this drink.
In fact, it has increased mass. so it can take out this whole building.
Yeah, you two are definitely the brute force instruments.
Well, Kaylee would be too if she was here.
Yeah, but she's indiscriminate brute force.
Yeah, I believe my Sonic Thrust ability is exactly the same as an ability she has too. Only in her case, I think it's unreliable or something.
Yes. Yeah, in her case, it can go completely out of control, so long as she doesn't mind receiving a hero point in return.
Nice. Yeah, all of my stuff is nicely controlled, at least.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely brought the crescent wrench to the hammer convention as far as characters go.
That's fine.
I'm doing my best to accommodate here.
Well, like I said, if we do a season 3 with brand new characters again, I'll bring Omega back.
A season 3 would likely be heading back to Emerald City, one way or another.
Even better, because I love Heartbreaker so much. Stay in school, kids. Whee! I'm off to fly my giant eagle somewhere.
Stay in school, or this giant dragonfly will give you cancer.
Summons a giant dragonfly with cancer powers.
But what good is it to turn people into crabs?
Oh, I gotta write up a giant dragonfly that turns people into crabs.
We've doomed everyone, Tile.
I'm fairly sure at that point the visual metaphor has jumped ship and is trying to drown itself.
Well, too bad, because it's a crab now.
With the Midas touch, everything it touches becomes crab.
Oh yeah, make that ability contagious. Within a year, the entire planet is crab people.
Oh god, I picked the wrong time to try to take a drink.
Yes, you did. Anytime in
Damn
in this 3-hour span is a bad time to take a drink.
I can't help it if Heartbreaker is awesome.
I don't know, I think you can make a pretty efficient drinking game out of what we do.
Summons giant X with X powers. Take a drink.
Rampant property destruction. Take a drink.
Back.
Heroes of Tomorrow reference. Legends of Tomorrow reference. Take a drink.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you are subscribed to Ralphie Dude or Blue Drake on YouTube.
I have seen videos from Ralphie Dude, mostly because of you.
I have not, no.
Well, there's this mod for Half-Life 2 called Synergy, which lets you do co-op through the campaign story of Half-Life 2. So multiple.
Sure.
Basically, Gordon Freeman broke into multiple pieces, and you're all going through the story of Half-Life 2. Just because, lol.
Awesome.
Anyway, that wasn't that. In order to make it interesting, Ralphie, Elmo, and Blue Drake turned it into a drinking game.
Oh boy.
Whenever you see the G-Man, take a drink. Whenever Gordon Freeman is addressed by his full name, take a drink.
Gordon Freeman, Gordon Freeman, Gordon Freeman.
I think they were at 14 by the time they finally reached by the time they got past the. It's not exactly a cinematic, just the whole opening chapter. By the time they get thrown the crowbar, they were already up to 14 or 15 shots. They decided to scale it back a bit.
Yeah, I think that drinking game might actually kill you.
It'll kill you before you even reach Black Mesa, yeah.
Every
Or
time
Black
Portal
Mesa
isn't
East.
referenced in the main series.
So do I'm at
Yes.
rank 10, by the way.
Give me a minute. I'm waiting for Kaylee to get back.
Your mass rank 10?
Mm-hmm.
You can be thrown by this.
Okay, well then I have to make whatever check they make, and we'll see.
It's not my turn yet anyway.
Also, mass does determine how far I get thrown, so even if I can be thrown, it's unlikely I'll be thrown very far.
It's a rank 14.
That's excessive.
Yeah, from a mass standpoint, it's rank 14. This will take, if I do this, it'll take down the building and probably the building next to this building.
Why would you put that many lives at risk? Don't do that. That's obscenely excessive for this scenario. Don't.
This isn't his home universe.
Yeah, they're still killing people.
Dude, I'm chaotic. I'm chaotic good in a D&D sense. Collateral damage is to be expected.
Yeah.
This is not my problem, taken to its logical conclusion.
Come on, if things go south for me, I can just reload my last save at the last crystal I touched.
Yeah, no. Remember, my character's from a D&D universe, and think about how many times you've ever thought about collateral damage in Dungeons & Dragons.
Almost never, but on the other hand, he's probably not aware that things like resurrection don't exist here, so...
Well, Alia did risk her lives to save those kobolds who were on the battlefield after decimating the Shoggoth that was on the field, and she nearly got her head handed to her by one of those Clebresu, if I remember right. So selfless, but self-sacrificing may not be the same thing as selfless.
Yeah.
Then make it a rank 4. I'm not sure how far rank 4... Hold on, I'll look.
You'd be surprised.
Rank 4 distance, 500
Yeah.
feet, assuming there is no obstacles in the way.
Well, I'd hit the wall first, so I'd probably stop it.
You hit the wall, and the
power
wall
would destroy the wall.
explodes.
Well,
the
the wall
power
was
would
all-
destroy the wall before it lifted you up.
Well, I presume there's a resistance check of some kind against this.
Yeah, it's the better of your strength or dodge versus the effect. You'd be fine.
Also, that's 400 untethered tons. A building does have some structural integrity to it. So,
Oh yeah, but it would completely fuck this back wall at the very least.
oh yes, that wall's a goner. But if this place has a second and third floor, it'll come down, but it might not blow over.
Yeah, depends with how much force this a sonic wave actually hits any structural posts it hits. So, because it's in the system, powers aren't just described by mechanics. So this is a sonic wave that's battering against shit.
Actually, I can't fail it. Assuming it's a rank 4 effect because of my mass, because that's just what it's reduced to, because heavy.
No.
And-
That's not how it works. If you fail the effect, you would get thrown rank 4 distance.
Oh, okay. That's different then.
Yeah, that is the result of being hit by the effect, not the effect rank.
Yeah, it's really dickish. I would throw if you fail.
Do you
I'd
just
throw
get off
you
of
into
making
the
characters that
next
just
building.
break everyone's shit? Like building-wise, like just demolishing city blocks. This is the third character who's capable of doing that.
Says Mr. Walks Through Walls.
Yeah, but I can't do that with one power. Like if I want to actually demolish this building, I gotta literally walk through and spend a couple turns. He presses a button and it's gone.
Yeah, this is
Third
well,
guy who can do this.
Between all of us, this is like the 7th guy who can do this. Not really, but like this is at least the 4th or
Well,
5th
Shelby
guy
can't
who
have
can
done
do
this. Duke could, but he has to walk through it all, same as Tyrant.
What's the problem?
Oh no, it's just I sense a theme going on here where he makes
There's a lot
characters
of
who just,
property destruction.
yeah, just like do you just like blowing up buildings? Because I like doing that too, but damn man, overboard.
In any case, now that everyone's here again, Avery!
Look who's hitting the fuck out of the... Oh, Avery.
Avery.
In Roberts' head, watching from a camera that shouldn't exist.
Right, a camera that Roberts is apparently controlling through some cryptic numeric code. Alright, I have a couple theories about these numbers, and I probably only have time to try one more of them before I attempt to take more direct action. Let's see here. 255 made the camera move left a bit. 180 made it point down right or down left?
Down left.
Down and left. Okay. 980.
There's a pause for a few seconds, and then coming back to the transmitter is a very distinct series of 3 taps on a microphone.
Okay.
How will you respond to that? Namely, do you have a response within a few seconds of it happening?
No, that would give Avery as much pause as it does I.
Then, after a few seconds of no response, the same pattern of 3 taps would come through again.
3 taps on Robert's microphone.
There's a longer pause. And then there's a sudden squeal of feedback and static, and the picture on the screen goes dark.
Okay. I turn off Robert's microphone
Okay.
And announce to the air, all right, summary. He keeps his head under a tighter lock and key than is reasonable. I believe you've been addressed as a lady who does the teleporting back and forth. Please give me a sign that you can hear me.
Well, there's dead silence for about a minute. Then the screen in front of you, which previously was just at a blank, sort of pale blue home screen sort of deal, now it's black.
All right. Some of my fears about operational security have been satisfied. I turn the microphone back on. Start fading back into the back seat. And just before I'm completely out, make a point of saying, "Hey Roberts, get a better seal for your head, and maybe be a bit more forthcoming so I don't get ideas this stupid again." And wait to see how he reacts to himself having said that.
And you'll see that reaction in just a minute, because you did spend some time there, so we're going to have time for a little more combat.
Righto.
So speaking of, there's one thing that's happening before anything else here. Namely, Joseph and Tyrant can see that there's a door here.
Yeah.
Presumably, there is a room on the other side of that door.
Yeah.
There is a very loud noise coming from that room.
Loud as in grinding, metallic, what?
Loud as in like an engine revving up.
I swear to God, if someone comes out here with like dual-wielding chainsaws, I'm gonna be so fucking happy.
Unfortunately, no.
Aw.
Running away.
I guess, sure, someone could just get in a car and run for it, but that's... We're not here to pick anyone up.
I want you to roll me your perception really quick, Tyrant.
Okay.
Someone's ripping up their chainsaws.
Right, I'm fairly decent at this. Well, not
Is there
really,
Bruce
but...
Campbell on the other side of that door?
Well, if it was, you'd all be screwed. I mean...
Alright, I got a 15.
I'm not part of the Army of Darkness, I'm good. Plus, he spends most of the time hitting on her, to be honest.
Like I said, screwed.
Well, she won't deal with that, no.
I got a 15.
Okay, you could tell that something's off. You have one chance to roll dodge.
Okay, Darge. Yeah, I'm gonna show you something here, just to show you how bad this is.
Well, your dodge is literally nothing right now, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, you all out attacked, right?
It's worse than that. He doesn't give a shit about moving out of the way of things.
Can your dodge even go below? Can your
Technically,
dodge go
yes.
into negative numbers in the system?
With stuff like all out attack, yes.
Yeah, the all attack is weird. It's one of the few ways to adjust numbers above and below the usual limits. That and power attack, and there's like one other one that I can't remember the name of. Technically, anyone can do power attack and all these other things. I just took advantages to make mine go bigger numbers.
Okay.
TLDR, temporary effects can cause your modifiers to become negative.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to know if negative numbers could even happen in the system, because they can't in some.
They can and do.
Like, in Dungeons and Dragons, you can't ever get negative AC. Well, actually, can you get negative AC in 3rd
Technically,
edition?
you can because your base is 10, isn't it?
Suppose if
Yeah,
you were naked and someone hit you with about enough debuff.
So they built in the ability for you to go negative by having a base number rather than for simplicity's sake.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where my AC went below 0, but...
In any case, there's a wall here separating what is presumably a room and this room.
Probably made of brick, yeah.
Yeah. It starts glowing.
Neat.
Then a circle in it starts glowing brighter.
Oh, no.
Blue or white or green or
Orangish,
Oh, no.
turning more red.
that sure is an interesting color right there.
And then a big lance of energy comes out to hit you in the chest.
Ow.
Beyond that hole in the wall, rather.
Please don't be Superman. Please don't be Superman.
It's not Superman. You don't have to worry
Okay.
about Superman right this second.
Yeah, it's
Is it
Superboy.
Superman?
No, there are 4 different agents, all carrying. It looks like a modified, like, Civil War era cannon between them.
Oh my god, yes.
Did
But
you
when I
just
say-
invent the plasma culverin?
I think he did.
When I say modified, I mean it's got a huge bank of something electronic on the back. It's got an actual rangefinder on top of it.
It's amazing. Which one of them pulls the trigger? That's my question.
The 2 in the back, because it's not a trigger, it's foot pedals.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm stealing that. I want it.
Yeah, I need you to roll toughness for me.
Okie dokie. I'm going to just assume it's higher than rank 11 damage.
Yeah.
Can we install this on Tyrant as a pinto weapon?
That's kind of my thought, yeah. This should be correct. Double checking. Because I've always, yeah. I can re-roll if it's a fail.
Now, I need your clarification on something. Tyrant has had changes in terms of mechanics recently.
Yeah. What's up?
Is he still immune to everything Fortitude related?
No, he is not.
Okay. Might want to update your token then. Well, I can do it at some point later.
Oh, well.
Yeah, because
Sorry,
you
he's
do
not
actually
immune
have
to
a
it. He
fort
does have a
score now.
save involved with it. Save.
So I
of
need you to roll a
11.
fort.
If that toughness was a failure, I can re-roll it because he apparently does that.
Yeah, remember your 2 free rerolls.
Yeah, apparently.
Was it a failure?
If it's not,
No.
it's not.
You succeeded.
Okay, so just some other effect happens. Okay, Fortitude save then. And I can also re-roll if it's a failure.
Go ahead and do that then.
Do the law. Okay, no, it's good. Law of re-roll is if I get below a 10, it just adds 10.
Well, you got a 15, so you
I know, exactly. That's why it doesn't come up.
Well, that still fails.
Okay, I don't think I can re-roll a re-roll. I
No,
don't
you
know.
can't.
Okay, well, there you go then.
Okay. You have a feeling just from how hot that actually felt, that might actually be an issue if it hits you without a wall being in the way.
Okay, priority target
Yes.
acquired.
You also feel kind of funny.
Funny how.
Well, see, when a mommy and a daddy like each other very much.
Listen, I'm not sticking my dick in the cannon.
I don't believe you. I frankly don't believe you.
Jesus.
When a mommy and a daddy love each other very much, the daddy gives mommy some special sleepy time juice. And that's
Oh,
how you're
God.
feeling.
God, why?
Okay, that's enough. No, you feel funny, like you feel kind of tingly, but you did just get hit by a giant beam of something, so...
So it's not very... So whatever the effect is, it's subtle. Wouldn't expect that out of a cannon, but alright.
Well, it can afford to have part of its effects be subtle, when one part of it very much isn't.
I don't know. Whatever the problem is, it'd be a problem later. I'm fine otherwise.
Joseph, you're up.
Might want to heal yourself. Or do something to stop this shit. Either way. I'll take both.
Oh, speaking of, Miss Murphy.
There's like a beam just meow
It
that
did not
way,
go
or...
through you, because you would have had to have died for it to go through you.
Alright.
But it did sound like if you took a car backing up, crossed it with, like, an electrical generator kicking on to the highest degree, and then ramped up the decibels to the sound of a jet taking off.
So it sounds like a giant laser hitting something.
Pretty much, yeah.
Isn't this pretty much business as usual?
Also, if it was orange, and there's a bright flash of orange, probably.
Yes, there was a bright flash of orange.
How much of this wall is actually, like, gone at this point?
All of it will be, but
Well, I mean, because
we
there's a
haven't done my
laser,
turn
so...
yet.
Well, to
Guy
start
here
with,
is actually fine.
Yeah, all that's fine. I broke through that
Yes,
chunk when I transformed.
I do actually need to put some more here because there were grenades
And
in
that
addition to
stopped
you
existing.
transforming.
Yeah, grenades, my transformation, there's not a whole lot of that wall left, but this is also completely
Yes,
lasered.
that wall has been destroyed. And yes, okay, so Joseph is using Sonic Thrust.
Yes, I'm
Fine.
using Sonic Thrust.
Oh boy.
I yell that out as waves of sound start emanating from my outstretched hand. So this is pretty much like Bigby's Abyssal Pull, except everything's being pushed away from me. It is a rank 11 effect, but for purposes of mass, it is rank 14.
Okie dokie. And this is attacking strength, I guess, for me.
But it still acts as a grab in terms of moving people.
Yeah, it's still a grab, but it automatically hits objects.
Yeah. Oh
And
boy.
at rank 14, it is automatically moving everything that weighs less than, 400 tons is a rank 14 mass. So.
Well, I resisted the initial thing, so I'll be fine, but otherwise. Because I believe 11 plus 15 is, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, but the floor, also keep in mind that any objects that are in this path get whipped into people too, so that might hurt people.
Well, on the plus side, the two guys that are not being moved, which are the two heavy assault agents here, and neither are these ones, but that's mostly because they also have a very effective source of ballast. It would normally be moved as well, but with them actually bracing against it, they're okay-ish. There's still going to be shit hitting them in the face, but they're not being thrown.
Like an entire wall of the building.
Since I made my save, I mean, he'll be tugged, I guess, but he's still in my grip, so he might be torn in half. It, depends.
Yeah, how... Are your claws on your feet actually sharp, or just kind of blunt?
They're too big to be properly sharp as you would understand them, so they're effectively blunt.
Yeah, so he's going to break his collarbone, but...
Alright. I mean, technically they're sharp, yes, but only sharp in terms of, like, if I scrape something my size, yeah, they're sharp. But for something your size, it might as well just be, like, rubbing your thumb on something. It's just too big of a blade to do anything.
Uh-huh. But, okay, so these guys are not moving. They are not actually going to get hit with anything, because everything that would hit them is kind of going this direction. And everything here has already been blown back to this wall.
That's a good point.
But, this poor fucker is being thrown back to this wall, and this wall is being thrown out into the building that's across the alleyway. So, he kind of just...
Bye, guys.
It was nice knowing you.
Yeah, I'm sure he's having a great time over there. Oh god, how do I put so much rubble over everything without making it look awful?
Honestly, at this stage, rubble it up.
Yeah, I've completely ripped up the entire building at this point.
One moment.
I don't see any way I haven't taken out the load-bearing pillars on this room.
I mean, I'm
I'm making rolls for the actual structural stability of the building. It's not going down yet.
Okay, I might just keep this up till the building comes down then.
I mean, that solves the problem, I guess.
You are aware that will make you a priority target.
Oh well.
Like we weren't already.
Well, they might have been shooting at the dinosaur first beforehand.
Oh, you mean like literally... Yeah, sorry, I thought you meant like they were going to come after us as like
no.
organization.
When it becomes clear that he can destroy the building by waving his hand, he's the one getting shot first.
What do you want? I'm the Black Canary.
Fair enough.
Where is my pile of rubble?
What's funny is if Kaylee was helping, this wouldn't be going any better. The place would still be demolished just faster.
I don't know, I think it might be going better.
I mean, define better. I just said it'd be going faster, as in everything be demolished just as terribly.
She might actually hit some of these people.
That's true.
Where on earth have my... Is it in here? Yeah, there we go.
As far as I'm aware, Black Canary has always worked exclusively in coal mines. She became famous breaking up the infamous coal gangs.
You're all nuts.
All right then.
5-5 building.
Well, please take away your template for one thing.
And don't erase all the other stuff or whatever.
Actually, that might happen anyway because it switches me back to token every time I switch these things. Oh no, okay, we're good.
It would only
Nice.
remove drawings on the token layer, not objects on the token layer.
Neat.
In any case, well, we go to Containment Agent's initiative. That guy is not getting up again with his collarbone broken. The other one is somewhere across the street?
He's probably alive, probably.
Maybe.
The people who own that business aren't happy with me.
The people who own
I don't
this
think
business
anybody's
aren't
happy
happy
with
with
you
you. Pretty sure the entire city block is unhappy.
But there are more showing up.
Hooray! Haru. Higgly piggly.
Hello!
Evening. You might want to turn around.
They're not going to turn around.
Wow.
They actually just ignore Tyrant completely and all aim for where Joseph just fired from.
Yeah, I think next I might actually target the ceiling so Throglax can use his hail of arrows in here.
What is your dodge? Oh, your dodge is actually good. Alright.
Oh, they are shooting at him, by the way?
Yes.
With, guns?
No, they're shooting the goo.
Oh. You'll be fine.
I'm dead.
Please make me 3 dodge checks. Okay.
Did any of those fail?
The first and third did, yes.
Reroll them.
They give me more rerolls, or...
You have 2 more rerolls, yes.
The first one still fails.
Okie doke.
I'm enjoying this buff bar over here.
In addition to being staggered until you heal yourself, you are now immobile.
He's gooped.
Oh, well, what can you do?
It's Nickelodeon Gak he's being hit with?
No. Throglax.
He's going to attempt to use Healing Arrow on me.
Okie dokie.
DC 20 arrow check to use.
This really pulls an arrow out of his quiver and stabs it in your chest.
Apparently.
No, he breaks the pouch over my back.
So he whips you with an arrow, going, yeah, bad boy? What the hell?
I actually have to check. That is a rank 12 healing effect. Which it actually can't be, so I must have wrote that wrong. Oh no, I gave it rank 12 because I could afford to, and yeah, but I only get 11 because he's limited by power level. Okay.
It just means you don't have to pay for it later.
Uh, 22 healing degrees of success, or what now?
For healing...
Is a degree of success 5 or 10?
5.
5.
Then I'm completely healed.
As in everything, or...
That's... Wait, yeah, that's 2 degrees, so first the stagger comes off, then one of my bruises.
Okay. You are no longer staggered. Congratulations.
That'll be his turn.
On to the heavy assault agents. They are turning as one to fire at Joseph.
Hi, guys.
Let's see. First, the 2 guys with the scrap cannons. They both miss horribly. And the other 2 are just firing their guns. Okay, and they do not miss horribly. Please roll me toughness.
Combat roll.
All of my things are 10.
Actually, do you use defensive roll? Because you are immobilized.
I believe I do. Let me check. Oh, no, in my original build, I +1 toughness per rank. I thought I got rid of defensive roll for something else, but apparently not.
So take that into account.
I may have actually, and then just not got rid of it on my sheet. Let me check what my shield says on here. No, yeah, my... Yeah, my buckler gives me defensive roll 5, so...
So your toughness is actually completely base normal. Please give me another one. Okay, so that's... Are you going to re-roll either of those?
Did they both fail?
They both have failed by at least 1 degree, yes.
Well, then there's no point. I rolled an 18 on one of them.
I can reroll the other one, though. Like, a less failure kind of thing. Like,
Yeah,
yes,
I'll
you
use-
failed, but it can be a lesser failure.
I'll use my last reroll of the day to reroll the first one.
Which is
Okay.
fun. Yeah, see, those are probably still failures, but probably like bruise failures.
Yes,
versus
you are
like...
no longer going to be incapacitated.
Yeah, see?
And you now have a total of 4
Four.
rerolls stacked on you.
Yep, just kind of sitting on those going, oh, what do I do now?
Oh, actually, you might have a bit of a different result, because you do still have a bruise. No, okay, still the same thing. You are now dazed and have 2 more bruises. Mr. Smith, Tyrant, both of you.
We are the same. What's up?
It's your turn.
Oh, Nidorino.
As you approach them, make a perception check.
Okay, I'm just measuring and stuff. Yeah, I can get there. Alright then, sure, perception check. Oh, I'm gonna roll athletics so I can sprint, but it can't fail. I'm sprinting, good for me. Right, need me a perception check then?
Yep.
That.
As good at moving as you are, and as heavy as you are, you'd normally expect yourself to at least, like, step on a piece of rubble as you went. You didn't step on anything.
Am I floating?
No, your feet are on the ground.
I just weigh less?
I'm just telling you what you detected.
So, there's rubble on the floor, I'm walking, and for some reason I'm not stepping on any of it.
Yeah, you only notice as you go by, because as you're in a bit of a charge here. But, yeah, you didn't, like, actually step on anything. Nothing stuck in your foot. I mean, normally you'd expect, like, a sharp bit to at least stick in you for a second and then fall out again, but nothing happened.
Okay, if they've made me ghosty, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, I think he's trying to give you the impression you're running across smooth ground, not the rubble that you can see you're running on.
That makes no sounding sense whatsoever.
Continue with your turn.
So I'm just going to assume they've made me ghost somehow. I've gone ghosty.
That is a reasonable assumption.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it anyway though, because fuck it. I'm grabbing their fucking cannon with my teeth and I'm breaking it. They can contest me all they want. I'm just literally breaking it with face.
That's some yummy air.
Yeah, I thought so. I just look at them and go, really? Like I say, just out loud, really? This is your solution. It won't work. It never works. Though that does make an interesting question. What happens if I, for example, and then I stick my head down, say they have a basement, just checking.
As far as you know, nobody... This is not a basement-y area, but... Are you trying to stick your head through the floor?
Yeah, I want to see if they have a basement.
You have banged your head on the floor.
Okay, at that point, I'm pissed enough to use a hero point just to break their fucking cannon. Is that allowed to get pissed off enough to use a hero point to just break their cannon anyways?
You can use it to negate it for your next action, but you already have tried to do something.
Alright, fair enough. Do I have that thing or not? Just checking.
Thing?
The thing that lets you use it to 2 points to 2 hero points and get effects out of them.
There is an advantage called ultimate effort. You can spend more hero points to get bigger effects than the regular extra effort bonuses.
Can I spend more points than 1 though in a turn?
Not without that advantage, for one thing.
Okay. Alright, that's what I was checking. Like, I could spend 1 now, but there'd be no point in it. I think. Yeah, no point in it.
Also, you don't spend them now. You just use extra effort to get an extra action or something else, and the point is used to negate the condition later.
Yeah,
then you're not
I know
tired.
the order of operations. It's just I can't use 2 to say use 1 extra effort to ignore the incorporeal nonsense, and then an extra effort again to actually make the action. I can't do that without the advantage.
We know.
Yep.
Okay, so move my action. I'm gonna keep going a bit and just kind of comfortably thinking about where to go. What is over? Does it just completely collapsed inwards?
It was bathrooms at one point.
Well, I'm going downstairs then. Bye.
That is upstairs.
Oh, upstairs. Well, I'm going upstairs. Bye.
You are walking through the stairs.
So wait, I can walk through stairs, but I can't go through. That doesn't make sense. So I can't go through the floor.
You are able to touch the earth.
Oh.
Technically, your claws are going through the actual floor of the building into the dirt below it right now.
Oh, okay. Now it's made sense. In that case, I just whoop. And then I'll just go a bit more so I don't have a clear shot. So I'll just kind of there-ish, I believe I can get to safe. Yep, I'm good. As far as I can go, but that's where I can go.
Do you have move by action?
Yep. Of course I do.
Alright.
And I go pretty fucking fast when sprinting.
Do you have speed rank 3 or something? 'Cause
Yeah, I do. Yes.
if I remember right, you had the downside that you had to build up your momentum.
That's when I'm going super fast. When I'm my base speed is actually speed rank 2. Sprint brings that to 3, so I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I'm doing this. I'm just running fast through walls, but the walls aren't breaking. So hey, Fun times.
Well, unfortunately,
Yeah.
I'm stuck where I'm standing. So.
Yeah, you are kind of leaving Joseph to his fate.
I'm gonna go back in, but I want to get out of the way of laser beam first.
Avery.
Actually, wait, you can teleport. What do you mean you're stuck?
Yes.
Immobile gets rid of your movement speed. Teleport is a movement.
It's a
Think
bit
of the shield
distracting to
bubble
have a
around
glue
yourself.
stuck on you. In any case, Roberts is... Well, you can tell by his facial expression that he's not happy.
Uh-huh.
1 second, I need to close my door. Sorry about that. Loud people are loud.
Yep. I'll let him get the first word in.
He doesn't have any words. There's a very quick... Are you still paying attention to his surface thoughts?
Yep.
You can tell that the Afrikaans going through his head is very... It's much more rapid and emotionally charged than it was a minute ago. You hear your name in there at one point.
Look, you have not been forthcoming at all with any information that would actually help us do the job you want us to do, so I had to do a bit of snooping around, and look what you've done to us. So, yes, I'm here for a little while. Let's do something about it. And of course I have to say that out loud and then let him have control of the face back.
I'm just going to assume that you completely ignored all proper protocols for our observing agent.
All proper protocols for what now?
This is what you're talking about, isn't it? Shit like that.
The man who was giving the camera feed.
Oh, yeah, he got spooked. But, look, you've got people on the scene. You've got people monitoring. And you didn't tell us any of that. I understand there is such a thing as operational security, but we're on your side. And you're treating us like we're just some tool to be used. Help us help you.
In this case, I've been treating you like dangerously powerful individuals.
Yeah,
who seem to have a bad habit of causing property damage no matter where you go.
Yeah, speak for those three. What have I done for you? I've gotten a hold of people who have valuable intel you could use. I've snooped around completely undetected, and I've what's that? Oh yeah, helped a desperately scared little girl actually do some good for you. Maybe 2 or 3 more of that might improve her self-confidence enough that she could be useful to you.
Things will improve as long as you never do this again.
Things will improve so long as this is not necessary.
We are also desperately in need of a better way to actually communicate with you.
Yeah, I'm also stumbling in the dark a bit here because, I mean, I've never had to possess a spook before. This is all cloak and dagger bullshit as far as I'm concerned, on both sides of the fight.
With that, we're going to go to the last thing that's going to happen in this session.
Just bringing this up.
Yes,
so
yes.
I looked it up. It looks like there's conflicting answers to whether immobile stops you from teleporting or not.
I would not say that it does. teleporting has nothing to do with your legs being able to move.
Yeah,
It probably depends on what is causing the immobilization to begin with.
Yeah, I figured as long as I can still cast spells, I should be able to teleport out.
Yeah.
If you were immobilized because of like a paralysis effect or something, then that would probably stop you from casting the spell to get out. But you're immobilized because there was goo sticking your legs to the floor.
How gooey.
Not the first time. Ooh.
Ugh, God.
Well, he's a wizard and a fairly high level one. Well, bard, sorry. And he probably knows web, and it's probably come up a lot.
I don't know web.
Really?
Probably
Bard
come
does have
up a lot.
web arrows, though.
What about me?
Make a dodge check.
Sure.
Which I believe is just a d20 at this point.
Yeah, it is.
Not a bad roll, but not good enough.
I have no idea what's going on.
You're about to find out.
You hear a very familiar sound. About
There's
as loud
no
as
way
a jet
they're able to
engine.
track me through the fucking wall.
I did tell you there was a rangefinder. Right? Do you think there's another point to the whole thing of like leaving energy on you that makes you incorporeal?
Oh, okay, they had put a tracer on me. Fucking wonderful.
Are you honestly surprised?
You do realize at this point he's going to start really getting mad, and that's bad.
Don't tell that out of character. Just do it
Alright,
on your turn.
You can't have your character just announce how they feel. That makes me feel angry.
I'm
been
just
talking
making it
about
clear that there might start being casualties, so go on.
Well, it's not
What
our
happens-
job out of character to do that.
This
Yeah,
is what
but
happens when you
GM
push
warning.
the military organization to escalate.
Okay, and if they want to play escalation, they're playing escalation. They're going.
Roll toughness.
Okay. Can we roll if it's a failure?
I mean, it technically fails.
Okay, well, I have a billion reroll.
Yeah, 4, but yeah.
You have to take the result of a reroll each time you do use one.
Yeah, but I get a plus 10 on the reroll, so there's really no
Only
reason.
if it's below 10.
Yeah, so the worst I can do is equal my 11. That's literally the worst I could do.
Yeah, true.
So
The point
might
is, you
as well.
don't have a billion rerolls to use on this.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do technically only have one to use. But anyway, bruise.
Huh? That's a
that-
bruise still?
That laser is sweeping through the entire area you went through.
And it's still a bruise, huh?
Yes. If you had, for example, stayed up in front of it, in its face, that would have been much worse than a bruise.
Okie dokie.
And with that, I think we'll stop, because combat is not likely to be over quickly, even if Joseph does teleport out.
I was gonna
No,
run
my-
back in, use my hero point, break their fucking cannon, and then start killing people, but we'll get to that.
No, my next turn is basically fuck this building.
Screw your personal safety, just destroy everything.
Fuck these people, fuck this building.
You know, I'm not surprised, honestly, that you decided to go the incorporeal route. I'm just like, how do I explain he's immune to that? Later, when he evolves. Not now. That's gonna be like
Why
way
does he have to
later.
become immune to everything?
Well, because there's actually no way I can get around incorporealness at targeting anything. Like, if you're incorporeal, there's nothing you can do to stop it. There's no,
Yeah,
like,
that's the point.
sensible...
That is the point, yeah. It wears off. But...
It also makes me useless in combat, and that's
That's
kind of
the
horse
point.
crap. Well, then my counter is I make myself immune to avoid that horse crap. That's how that works.
You do realize this is a game where we're playing as a group. Not one man must win everything on his own.
No,
You
but
also
let's
make
put it
a
this
fort
way,
save. The only reason you're incorporeal now is because you failed your fort save.
Fair enough, but it's also, let's be real, I don't think it was possible for me to make that fort save.
No, you could.
Well, I'd be surprised. I forget what I rolled. I have
So do
11
I,
to
but I
it.
know you can.
Okay, well, point is let's just take Joseph's example where everything threw at him and he's not out of combat. Yeah, he got close, but he has rerolls and systems to prevent that. This isn't one of those scenarios. This isn't beating you through numbers or through like a mechanic. This is just save or die.
I would have re-rolled it.
Yeah, and here's the thing: this is save or die that no matter how high I roll,
And how
Not
many
dead.
things are you immune to that
Not
nobody else
dead.
is?
Also, you have hero points you could have used immediately to try to break it.
I'm gonna.
Instead,
start
you
now.
went in I mean, you're complaining about having one turn out of combat before you had figured out what was going on. That is your complaint.
No, my complaint's going to be, this is going to be their answer to me until I fix it, basically.
It is one of a variety of answers.
I mean, I don't know what
And
the comparison is here.
Yeah,
All they gotta do with Warp is hit her. You know how weak she is? And she's out of combat.
Ty was trying to say something?
Yes, and also, Chris, that means it is a puzzle for you to solve.
My solution is to use hero points at it, basically, until I get enough points to just...
But don't go off on a rant in the
No, it's not a
middle
rant,
of
I'm
a
just
turn to say, no, this is how I deal with it. I've become immune to it in future. Just let that happen in future when it happens. Don't derail the conversation.
All I said was, well, it's something else to add to the list of things I need to be immune to, and to me personally, it is. If you all disagree, fine. It's just...
You can do it. I mean, just then expect them to use something else.
Exactly.
I mean, to be honest, if your goal is to make it so the GM can never do anything to you, you're gonna fail. Because he's the one in control.
I know. That's just
and
the circle.
you're trying to, like, start a war with him, which sounds kind of silly.
Circle of life.
No!
You really don't want to escalate an I'm immune to everything war with the GM, because he's immune to more than you.
That's not the goal, but let's pretend it is.
Yes, anyway.